I'm here at Rapid Plus TCT at Luke's Laboratories booth because he has a fantastic new hot end for the Bambu that is going to give you 40 mil cubed flow. It's going to give you at least twice as many parts, and you're using the same heater from the machine.
That's right. You can reuse all the same electronics that are currently in your model, or potentially you could get them from us in the future. Absolutely.
This is it, right? This is the hot end.
It is.
And this is exciting. Now you're kickstarting this, right?
That's correct.
And I love it because this is what Kickstarter is for, like jump-starting angel investing, these incredible ideas. Here, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna hand it back to you. I just like holding it, it's so nice.
It is really nice.
Let's start at the nozzle and let's go through this.
One of the first things we've done is we've adopted the fin standard that was created by Slice Engineering. And we really love this new nozzle standard. So sure, a new standard is kind of annoying, right? But they've made some really critical improvements that make it worthy to be adopted.
Okay.
The first one is that it's smaller. It's a smaller diameter thread, it's a smaller length, and it's really important for a couple of reasons. The first one is that the less material based on your nozzle means that your nozzle material matters less. So if you put in a steel nozzle, you're going to have a lower drop in flow rate compared to a copper nozzle because there's simply less steel you need to worry about compared to the rest of the block. The second reason is that your sealing pressure is less as well. So you have less geometry, less area that needs to seal, so you can torque it to a lower torque, and that just makes for more consistent nozzle mating.
I remember. I mean, you've had to in the past, you've really had to kind of seal things together. And so less torque.
Yep. Less
smaller
torque.
nozzle.
Yep.
More efficient.
That's right. And so efficiency is actually one of the biggest reasons to adopt this. So they've actually created some special geometry. And again, all of this is available on their website. They have an amazing documentation that tells you exactly what to do, how the nozzle is designed, and how it works.
That's great.
Built in. And the boot that you normally see, it normally clamps around the actual hot block itself.
Yeah, of course.
It only clamps on the nozzle. So you don't actually have to touch any of your heater block with a silicone, creating a cushion of air, making it even more efficient for the same amount of watts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super clever, and I'm really appreciative that they released it.
Being able to make something for the Bambu, their hot ends are a small little package, and so it sounds like the fin standard nozzle is perfect for that sort of application.
That's correct, but honestly, it's good for everything going forward.
Okay.
Like I see no reason that this wouldn't be the standard on new hot ends and anything else.
Okay.
So we're really happy about that.
It's pretty cool.
So the second thing I want to talk about is our increased melt zone. So you're not going to be able to melt a lot of parts without having more filament in contact with hot bits longer.
Right, and so typically you either increase the melt zone or you increase the temperature in a smaller hot zone to melt it faster. But it's better to have a longer melt zone rather than superheating something at the end, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Plastic is not the best conductor of energy, so it's better to have more surface area in contact with a smaller volume of plastic to get more flow.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah.
Yep. So there's two ways to do that. One is by using like a CHT splitting geometry and stuff that stuff that the current Bambu H2D uses, or E3D, or the CHT technology as well. What we've done is we've actually packaged more melt zone further into the heat sink there.
Oh, okay. I see what you've done.
Yeah.
That is tricky, man.
And so one of the things that's really allowed us to do that is the use of these titanium wings on the outside here. These wings provide structure, and they also slightly cause interference with our heat break here, snugging it in and ensuring perfect thermal contact with the rest of the heat sink. And so the hotter that this goes, the more it expands, and the better contact we have between our heat break and the heat sink, meaning that your days of clogs are gone.
But wait a minute. I'm looking, and there is air around your melt zone and the heat sink. And so are your melty bits only attached to the heat sink via these wings?
That is correct. Yes. Yes. So you'll actually be able to take off some screws and pop out your entire melt zone for service if you ever need to. And we'll have a very, very, very high efficiency titanium replaceable heat break. So if you ever do have a clog, maybe you load in PLA at ABS temperatures. Or
who
PLA
would do that? Who would do that? Who would do that?
No one. No. You'll be able to take it out and actually potentially use some thermal encouragement.
Fire. You're saying fire, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely saying fire.
You could bake it out.
And then just reinstall because it's titanium.
There's a lot of benefits to what you're offering here. So you've got a more efficient nozzle.
Yep.
You've got a longer melt zone.
That's correct.
So what is the Bambu melt zone now, and what is yours? What is yours? How about that?
I believe this is 28 millimeters, including nozzle.
Okay, and so but Bambu's is below that, right?
Significantly below that, yes.
And part of what you've done is adapted that tube technology that you have, where the really hot bits have that air buffer around the other parts. if you can keep the heat right here and not make the other parts hot, then you can go hotter without trying to compromise the whole system.
That is exactly right. This is going to use all of the same materials, the same manufacturing process, and the same know-how that we've learned from the tube hot end, and we're just packaging it in a smaller package. So the copper is going to be the same, the titanium is going to be the same, the finish is going to be the same. It's just in a Bambu compatible package.
That's cool. So then, yeah, and it's using the standard 40-watt heater?
Identical. You can take out your equipment that you have here, buy a bare hot end, put it in, and get good to go. That's what we did. I mean, our testing is not with any new components. It is using the components from our Kickstarted Bambu.
Oh, the original.
We had this from Kickstarter, and we took out the components, put it in, slapped it in, and sent it. We didn't even believe it the first time, so we took our second prototype, assembled it, put it back in, got the same results.
Well, I mean, as an engineer, that's what you do to test and replicate things, and you said you've seen at least 40 mil cubed per second.
We're printing 40 millimeters cubed per second here. So we've tested it up to 50 in the flow rate test, like the circular flow rate track. And I think some of those, I think this part was printed at 45 cubic on the inside.
Okay, well here is a part printed. Yep. And this is what material?
So that is ABS. It's made by Fusion Filaments, a Wisconsin company.
Okay.
And
it's a beautiful piece.
It is.
It's chunky. Like
it is. That
solid,
is 100% infill.
Yeah.
It was printed with, I believe, 0.3 millimeter layer heights.
Okay.
And this is 317 grams, printed in 2 hours, 57 minutes.
You're over 100 grams an hour.
Correct.
Out of a 0.4 on a Bambu.
Correct.
In ABS.
Correct.
What? Like, this is great. And I can imagine a lot of people out there that have Bambu Lab X and P series machines. Like, this is one of those things where a small upgrade will get them better performance, more efficient machines, like double the amount of parts they can make. Like, the print farms that have these will be able to increase productivity without having to reinvest in a whole new architecture. Like, it's just,
that's correct.
They put it in, they hit go, and it's faster and better.
Yeah, yeah. All we did to test it was we increased the volumetric limit to 40 and 45 and 50, and then hit print, and it just works.
And it just works.
That's correct.
Jeez. And with the fin standard, obviously you can put 0.6, 0.8, like you can do whatever you want with this thing.
That's correct. You don't need to take out your hot end anymore. You can just swap it out with a torque wrench and put in a new nozzle and go back to work.
All right, and this is Kickstarter. Obviously, I've said certain things about Kickstarter that, certain large companies, I was never a fan of them using it, but you as a small business here in the US, trying to kickstart an idea to manufacture something here in the US, I think this is perfect.
Right, yeah, our full intention is to manufacture as much as possible. So all of the metal here that you see will be manufactured in the US of A. On our equipment here, we're gonna try to find a silicone boot manufacturer that'll be making it here as well.
Okay.
And then the electronics we're hoping will be kindly apportioned to us by Bambu Labs themselves to keep compatibility.
Well, I mean, at the show here, you did get to talk to Bambu. They did seem interested, and so
that is correct.
So it's just smooth sailing from here, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right, Luke. This has been fantastic because I love coming and seeing game-changing tech, and the tube is game-changing in what it can do, and now you've adapted it to the Bambu, which is one of the hottest machines out there that has.
That is right.
There's tens of thousands of these things. Your potential customer base is huge.
Yes, it is.
Look in the camera, tell everybody where they can go to find out more about your new little Bambu hot end.
Hey there, so you can go to lukeslabonline.com, that is lukeslabonline.com. We'll be having a giant banner on our website where it'll direct you to the Kickstarter when that's live. Currently we're going through approvals right now.
That makes sense, and obviously we'll put the link to the Kickstarter down below.
Obviously.
We'll do that.
So we'll have that in a newsletter. We'll have all the information on our website and probably a blog post describing a lot more about it, as well as on our Kickstarter page itself. It'll probably be on our socials and YouTube as well, Luke's Lab Online, on YouTube, and then Luke's Laboratory on Twitter or X or whatever it's called.
Look at this guy. He knows it all.
So,
proud of you, man.
Thanks.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Don't forget to tell each other more. Fight for cause you believe in. Print all the things really fast. Right?
Really fast.
Really fast, yeah. And as always, high five.
High five.
You want one? That was good.
Always good.